needs a little help right now.
Hey.
NBC reporter Shaquille Brewster was randomly ambushed by a very angry man during live hurricane coverage. Check this out.
Let's get to Shaquille Brewster, and I believe Shaq's in Mississippi. Shaq, what part of Mississippi are you in, and what are you seeing?
Gulfport. We're in Gulfport, Mississippi, Craig, and I'll tell you the biggest sign, the biggest indicator that I saw this morning about the force of the storm last night is that the mail delivery has returned. We saw postal workers going out delivering mail this morning. Just a couple of minutes ago, people were walking their dogs. They're back on the beach right now, and that's the sense that you're getting, that the rain has stopped, the wind is still going there. I think we even have a random person going around. I'm going to turn this way because, we deal with some people every once in a while. But, one thing that we are noticing is that the mayor said the curfew is still in effect. The curfew is going to be going on for at least until a period of time in which they can go ahead and survey all the damage. They did get some reports of some down power lines, of some trees that have fallen, or at least limbs that have fallen. So they're going to go ahead and do that survey to make sure that they're okay. Craig, I'm going to toss it back to you because we have a person who needs a little help right now.
Hey. We're going to check in with Shaq Brewster just to make sure all is well. There's a lot of crazy out there. A lot of crazy.
All right. I will give you an update on his condition in a second, but this is just wild. So I used to work in broadcast television. I worked behind the scenes mostly in editing. And, occasionally, people would try and yell things at the camera when they were live, these live shots. But it was pretty rare considering how often these live shots happen, and people generally, respect the reporter. They let them do their work. But that was 10 years ago. It appears over these past 10 years, especially over the past 4 years, there has been a complete lack of respect given to people in media. And some of it I understand. I mean, I criticize the media constantly when it comes to how they frame political coverage. But when it comes to somebody reporting on a hurricane, I mean, this is there's nothing wrong with what the guy's doing here. But this man runs in, you see him pull off the road in his pickup truck, run over, and start yelling, report this accurately, report this accurately. What? And then he actually goes to, looks like, I mean, he gets in the guy's face. I'm not sure if he actually makes any physical contact, but he gets really close. But yeah, just completely wild. This is something that you're seeing a lot more of recently compared to at least when I used to do broadcast television. But let me go to now the next clip where we get an update on how Shaquille Brewster, the reporter, is doing.
I do want to note here for a moment, you probably saw or heard a few moments ago, one of our correspondents was disrupted by some wacky guy during his live shot there in Mississippi. Please report that Shaquille Brewster is doing just fine. Shaq is okay.
All right, so Craig Melvin there giving the update. Shaquille Brewster's fine. I guess there was no actual, physical interaction. So good to hear that. Also, Shaquille Brewster later on Twitter put out this saying, appreciate the concern, guys. The team and I are all good. So, yeah, I just don't... it's one thing for this to happen at, say, a Trump rally, where you kind of expect it to happen. But in the middle of a hurricane, at what was it? It was like 10:20 in the morning. Somebody is this angry already at the media that he has to pull over on the side of the road and start yelling at a reporter. Completely wild, but I think it's something that you will continue to see happen as the media over the past several years has lost a lot of respect. Some for legitimate reasons, others not so legitimate. But here's an example of that anger forming into an outburst live on television.